Good evening, Game and Trade fans. Thank you for tuning in. We are grateful to still be here providing quality merchandise and quality entertainment. Many of the ideas that I want to share with you and convey to you cannot be explained through words, but must be experienced firsthand, such is the way of authenticity. There's nothing like the original. So come in, visit us at the shop, come see us at conventions. There are many things that we love to do. To be part of the gaming community, we love creating memories and sharing experiences with the many people that we encounter here at Game and Trade, your nostalgia headquarters. Today we are going to be taking a classic Game Boy and putting a backlit LCD in it. And everyone knows that they come in looking like this, with corrosion and missing the shields. These black and gray screens, multiple different ones here. These are our donor systems, taking the classics and breathing new life into them so that they will have a fully backlit screen, brand new housing, good quality merchandise. These got snatched up quickly at the last two cons that we went to, so we want to continue providing you with these quality items. Very nice merchandise. So I'm going to set this one to the side, and we're taking one and making it into a clear blue one. Where's our LCD? With our backlit LCD and new control board, and comes with a 3D printed frame, and these can be purchased at your convenient online store. So you want to be careful removing all the components. We're going to set our housing to the side. This is our LCD module and screen. So this comes with your ribbon connector. Now this, a lot of people are saying, oh, you're replacing the whole motherboard. No, this is just the LCD control module. The brains of the operation that reads your cartridges is all still authentic and original. Here is your LCD control or LCD screen. Fits into your frame like so. And this will be going into the front housing of the Game Boy. Now there has to be a little bit of alteration done. You can see I've already removed these two pegs, but if you do a quick fitting, you will see, I'm trying to be careful here, delicate parts. You will see that this leg of the power switch, I can't remember if the second one has to be removed as well. Just the first leg of the power switch. So I'm gonna take this back out. Take our LCD out, set that to the side. You gotta keep your workplace tidy. I try, but clutter becomes me. And any snippet tool will work. This is a model kit snippet. Remove these two pegs. Some of these are pre-cut for this. I like to do my own stunts, like so. And we're gonna take this over and get our Dremel. We're gonna get a Dremel sander bit. do our best to not make this show through the front of the casing. A little more difficult with the clear shells. I want that to look nice. The bezel will cover up most of that, so we may see this one node. I may take a toothbrush and clean some of that. But there you go. That way your LCD will fit in here flush without any damage to the LCD itself. Next, we're going to bring it to our solder station to take our old speaker from our Game Boy and add it to our new display module. It's fairly simple. I imagine left is left and right is right. But I'm going to. This is pretty easy. Just pull slightly as you heat up the old one. Put it through our two terminals here. Pretty simple. Fold them over. And I'm just going to lay it down. And add a drop of solder to both leads. Remember, this is hot stuff. Maybe time for a new tip on this one. I don't want to put a glob of solder on there. I don't want a ton. I just want a solid connection. Okay. Now we're going to do a few things to get our LCD and bezel ready to wed these two together. We have our front bezel here. If you want to, as long as you're in a dust-free environment. Well, no, we'll do this first. Alright, I have this adhesive, which is usually used to hold in small parts and screens. It's really thin, it's kind of cushiony. I'm going to do this to hold the LCD in place, as well as give it a little bit of cushion, because somebody is going to drop these Game Boys. So I'm just going to do a tiny bit of it around the edges here, around the molding, as it were. And this is double-sided adhesive. Again, we're gonna get all these dust flakes and everything out of here because we want a really clean, clear, shining product when we are done. Really nice quality, high-end, classic gaming handheld, so that when you guys are playing Tetris and Pokemon on your Game Boy, you are proud to sport this piece of gaming history. So that's like so. We will peel off this adhesive probably in just a moment, but I just want to get it started. There you go. It'll be like so. The paper will come off. I'm going to put that back on there. Where is our toothbrush? No dust there. Okay, we're going to set that to the side. I'm going to add 2 pieces of adhesive to the back of the PCB board, about yay long. It's just to keep it fixed in place. If I can get it. This task requires skill and steady hands. Alright, so the adhesive's on that side. I need the adhesive on the same side for both. Come on. There we go. Alright, we're just going to peel it back without damaging any of these delicate ribbon cables. They are flexible. Apply adhesive like so. Peel off the other half of the paper. Alright. Now we're going to fold it over squarely in the middle. Best we can. Place it flat and flush. Now, pretty much at the point where the frame fits, we're gonna add, you know, a piece of adhesive right here to keep our LCD from slipping. I could add one here. Generally, once it's in there, it stays fit and secure where it's at. I'm gonna take another piece of this, measure it. I could just do it like this. Come on, steady hands. These hands have seen a lot of work. These hands have aided in construction and destruction. I generally choose creation more. It is more to my liking. It is more challenging and yet more rewarding than just tearing something down. But in the energies of creation and destruction, when laying waste to something, it generally is making way for something new, unseen. Alright, we're going to pretty much fit this ribbon cable behind here. Place the LCD in the frame like so, snugly against its parameters. And if applying any pressure to this, you really want to be careful. You don't want to force it. This is going to lean forward a little like so. The PCB board is going to fit right against the frame, but it will be okay. And then this will be to fit over and attach to our PCB. So we're going to set that to the side. We're going to get our front frame. This part, there won't be a spectacularly easy way to do this. I'm going to go ahead, which would be easier. You don't want any dust on the inside of this, but as long as you're in a dust-free environment, I'm going to go ahead and peel off our bezel sticker. I'm going to keep the center part clear of dust. Adhere it to the front frame. Give it some nice pushes. You don't want to touch it anywhere in the clear space in the center, because there will be fingerprints and dust. We're going to do our best to remove this paper without creating any dust in here. Now, this is the part you must be careful. We're going to remove our protective film. This is really on there. You don't want to snatch it. Like so. You know, I see some fingerprints. A microfiber cloth would do wonders. How far up is this gonna sit? It's gonna sit far enough you won't even see that. So that's the part, there's no easy way. The adhesive really helps guide. It into place like so. This frame really rode a little bit low. I hope that's not an issue. If I have to, I'll get the Dremel out and shave some of that. Let's see how that does. Like a glove. Now, our front LCD frame and display are in place. This one is going to be a little bit different than our green one because the LCD is going to be showing through. But again, I wanted to make one opaque, like not transparent, and then one transparent just to see, to have a unique options. So far so good. Now comes the point we have to install our buttons. Where do I locate them? You have to put your buttons in before your front LCD display panel. So perhaps for the updated screen, the clear may not be the best option, because I know the whole thing's gonna be lit up, but we'll see how it goes. Occasionally with these new buttons, there'll be little hangers on. That's where the model snips come into play. I'm thankful for the cards that have been dealt me in life. I have hopefully learned to play my cards well. Come out of there. Here are the rubber pieces. Start and select button. AB buttons. That is very well in there. This connects to the back panel. Right, now we have to get our display PCB in here. Our ribbon cable is going to go up. It's okay to crimp as long as you don't pinch the ribbon cable. Go ahead and attach it with the blue side out. Speaker rotates. There's a little recess notch for how it sits. It's good to, if that came out of the original system, it's good to clean the dust off with them if you're putting it in a clear system. Now, that's in there pretty good. And it's time to install the screws. I'll hold it in place and do some button presses here. Feels good to me. Our two pieces that we dremeled off don't show up terribly, so let's see how this goes. Time to get screws. Our connector from our display panel to our back panel, the blue piece goes facing toward the PCB. You want to push this in, you can kind of bend it to push on it, but you don't want to crimp it too much. As long as there's a solid connection without applying too much force on the front, you are good. Now, let me retrieve our back panel. I'm going to affix it to the back case. Be right back. The back panel. I'm going to fit it into the recesses like so. I may take some. Come back. All right. Before we fit it in there, I'm going to take a bit of isopropyl spray, spray it on our cleaning device here, and just brush down that battery connector a little bit, clean it up. Give it a good once over. You want a nice solid connection once the power source is added. It's alcohol based, it will dry. Right, now, get our circuitry into the recesses. Make sure our battery terminals. Pretty good solid connection there. We have to affix our soundboard. Let's go ahead and take 2 of these little guys. These screws are rather long, but they come out of the original, so they should fit the new like so, as it were meant to be. Very nice. Alright, it's all in there. Oh, so it is important to put our power switch in before we completely put the back panel together. There we are. Switcher nice and functional. Alright. Now the fun part. We're going to take our front panel and wet it to our back panel. Make sure all the ribbon cable is centered in there properly without hurting anything. All right. Again with the adding the cable, you kind of have to fit it in there. Give it a firm push. Going to close it up. And I'm just going to hold it together. I'm not going to screw it together yet. Cover our parallel port or extension port, whatever you want to call it. And I'm gonna give it a test run. Let's try silver, Japanese. Seems appropriate. It's nice and color coded. Hopefully these batteries, I've seen one where the updated displays have like a Pikachu symbol show up on screen. I'm hoping that that's just because the batteries are low. After a time, it fixed itself. All right, here goes. Fingers crossed. Well, speaker works. Sometimes that Nintendo logo looking like that is just proper connection of the cartridge. And voila. And the backlight's actually not a terrible distraction. That looks really good to me. That looks really good. Speaker works. Buttons work. And you got Lugia in the background. Nice. We're gonna fasten this together and have it ready for you guys. Adding the tri-wing screws to the front panel. Tightening it down. Sometimes those things that we think are holding us down seem like a bad thing, but Just like your good friends, your good friends, the ones that have been with you through some things, can be holding you down in a good way so you don't fly away and get yourself in deep water. Some people don't know how to swim. And some prefer to be shown the way. And then some of us are just seeking direction from intelligent, cultured, like-minded individuals that know what they're doing. But when it goes together this smoothly, then you get the rewarding sense that you know what you're doing. Nice, solid construction, looks good. You can see all the circuitry. Guys, I am proud to announce 2 new members to the Game and Trade and Nintendo handheld family. We have one teal backlit Game Boy original DMG 101, is that right? And then a translucent blue, both backlit, sound perfectly working, and got our cute little Lapras there. So these both have the color functionality. I'm still learning how that works. I suppose with research we could figure it out. It's good stuff. I'm happy about these. I made this. Something satisfying when you make it yourself. Got Japanese silver, English gold. Looking forward to seeing you guys at the next convention and the Renaissance Fair in mid to late September. Stay tuned for all that. Tell us what you'd like to see more of in the shop, and please, by all means, watch for more content. Follow our social media. Go check out our online store at eBay, GATR_51. Thank you for tuning in. Time to go play some games. Have a good one.